Hi, my name is Jody. Welcome to the Daily Self-Care, where self-care is a lifestyle. In this video, we'll discuss the topic of boundaries. Setting boundaries is a great way to practice self-care. It is essential to develop boundaries if you desire to get the most out of your interactions with others. Because boundaries define what is acceptable and unacceptable in your interactions with others. Setting boundaries is essential for maintaining relationships and nurturing a network of supportive people. Setting boundaries helps with reciprocity in relationships by establishing mutual respect and ensuring that each person's needs and limits are respected. You might be wondering, how does one set boundaries? Well, first of all, effective boundary setting starts with self-awareness. This means, you must understand your own needs, values, and limits before you can communicate them to others. Second of all, after you have identified and clearly defined your boundaries, you must then clearly and directly communicate them to others. This is key. To clearly and directly communicate means that you express your needs and limitations assertively, without aggression or hostility. Third, boundaries need to be consistently enforced. Inconsistent boundaries can cause confusion and frustration in relationships. It is worth noting that boundary setting can be situational. This means some people find it useful to set specific boundaries for different environments or situations, such as for their work or school environments. This can also mean that you develop a distinct set of boundaries for romantic relationships or friendships. For example, let's look at how Megan sets situational boundaries. Megan is in recovery, is a student, and has a full-time job. At home, Megan is talkative. But, when Megan goes to group counseling sessions, she set a boundary to be responsive during group but to save her most personal thoughts and concerns for individual counseling sessions. Next, when Megan goes to work or school and mingles with her coworkers and classmates, she has set a boundary to not discuss personal issues at all. To Megan, places of employment and schools are professional environments. So, Megan set and honors her boundary to discuss any pressing personal issues with her counselor or trusted confidant in a counseling or an emotionally safe environment of her choosing. Setting boundaries in professional and educational contexts help you to manage your workload, your course load, build professional relationships, balance work life or school life, and prevent burnout. Can you think of any situational boundaries that you set? How did it feel to set those boundaries? Can you think of any emotionally safe places where you feel comfortable to discuss personal issues? Can you think of any emotionally safe people who you can trust enough to discuss personal issues with? If you are a person who has set few boundaries, can you think of any that you might need to set? Can you think of any barriers that you might encounter in an effort to set your boundaries? Boundaries can be difficult to set and to follow through with, but it is worth setting them. Let's discuss some of the benefits of setting boundaries. Setting boundaries helps to maintain trust, intimacy, and mutual understanding. Boundaries prevent others from overstepping you personally, professionally, and emotionally. Boundaries help you to stay accountable with protecting your own needs and limits. Setting boundaries empowers you to prioritize your own well-being. Setting boundaries allows you to say no when necessary. Setting boundaries allows you to make choices that align with your values. Setting boundaries encourages a sense of self-worth and self-respect, and your self-esteem is likely to grow as you set expectations for others to respect you. As we near the conclusion of this video, here are some self-care pointers to remember when setting boundaries. Point number 1. While it is important to establish and enforce your boundaries, it is also vital that you remain flexible. Circumstances and people can change, and your boundaries may need adjusting over time to accommodate for those changes. Point number 2. Setting boundaries is a coping skill that is usually developed and refined over time. As with any coping skill, it is essential for you to be patient with yourself and others as you set, practice, communicate, and enforce your boundaries. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. And, if this information was useful in any way, please like, comment, and subscribe. Goodbye, and don't forget to visit the Quick Reference Code blog for more related content like worksheets and printable materials.